Hey guys, welcome to ReadingBear Studio. In today's video, a homeowner association president breaks into my home to steal toilet paper. I'm not even a member of the HOA. Let's jump into the story.
Hey guys, I'm JB's boyfriend and I will read you some more HOA stories today. The first one is titled HOA Karen Broke Into My Home. This happened over a year ago during the height of the pandemic in mid-2020. I am 29 male and I am a homeowner. I bought a house in 2019 from my uncle because he was well set and wanted to retire to his second home by a lake. Before buying the house, my uncle warned me that the neighborhood has an HOA. But it only affects those who joined it and my uncle didn't. But the price my uncle was offering was half the home's value. I could not pass up the offer. So I bought a house in an HOA neighborhood that was not part of the HOA. Right after I moved in, I got a knock at the door, and when I opened it, I was greeted by an older woman with short graying blonde hair and face covered in thick makeup, and she was holding a welcome to the neighborhood gift basket. She introduced herself as the president of the HOA and then asked to come in so she could help me fill out some forms. AKA sign the deal with the devil. I knew what she was trying to do because my uncle warned me that she did this to every new homeowner in the area who was not a part of the HOA. So I quickly and bluntly stated I was not going to join her HOA. Her smile quickly disappeared and she started saying that I did not have a choice as all new homeowners are mandated to join. I told her I knew in advance that that was a total lie and that I will not be paying any dues or fines. And I'll be ready to call a lawyer if I have to. She called me a thorn to the neighborhood and said she would be back, though we did not speak to each other for some time. I expected her to start sending me fines in the mail, but the most I usually got were letters stating that my grass was getting too tall or my driveway needed sweeping. Those never bothered me because they are normal home chores and need to be done regularly anyway. But several neighbors that were on the HOA's side made it clear they did not like me because I didn't join, just like my uncle. I said that was fine, we are neighbors but we don't have to be friends. They said that was fine too, because I'm an outsider and they will never accept me until I join the HOA. Later, in early 2020, I got word from a friend that people were starting to buy a lot of disinfectant, toilet paper and hand sanitizer in mass. I decided the best option was to order these things online. I got 8 big 12 packs of toilet paper, a case of 20 bottles of hand sanitizer, 3 boxes of disposable latex gloves, a couple of boxes of disposable face masks, and a case of 20 large cans of name brand disinfectant spray. I set for the delivery to be signed for only as I did not trust anyone not to steal my packages if they were just left on my porch. When the packages were delivered, several neighbors saw me getting lots of toilet paper and some other packages that contained the other stuff. And just because I'm a paranoid guy, I still bought more of the same stuff when I saw it in stores, like those small cheap 4 packs of toilet paper or off-brand disinfectant sprays. I bought them because I had a feeling some friends or family might need them soon. And I was right. As expected, toilet paper, disinfectant and sanitizer pretty much disappeared from store shelves for miles around. And people were fighting over hoarding it. Meanwhile, I've got a very generous supply that I still have not come close to using up. Though, word of my supply got around fast when people started needing some. A friend of mine ran out of toilet paper and had no hand sanitizer, so I gave him a couple of the generic 4 packs of TP and a bottle of sanitizer at my door. A few family members ran out too, and I shared with them as well. They were all extremely grateful, but I ended up with several neighbors knocking on my door and asking to buy my supply or wanting handouts. But I refused and said I only gave some of what I had away to friends and family. And they made it pretty clear to me before that we had never been friends since I refused to join the HOA. So if I were to give some to one neighbor, they would all want my supplies. And then I would run out really fast. They did not like this and harassed me several times from the sidewalk, but I just ignored them. Later, the HOA Karen showed up at my door and told me several neighbors had run out of all the items that this post is about, and then said she was not asking, but demanding that I share my stock with my neighbors to set a good example. I told her to buzz off because that had nothing to do with me. I might be a jerk. However, I'm a well-prepared jerk. And I have read her HOA bylaws online, so even if I was a member of her HOA, which I wasn't, I wouldn't have to give up my stock either way. She left while yelling at me that one day I would regret not being a good neighbor or being a part of her HOA. The next time I went to work, I was notified around noon by the cameras that I had at my house that there was a thief breaking into my home. I could see video of them on my smartphone and it looked like a woman in a spandex suit with her face covered by a hockey mask. I called the police immediately and was allowed to clock out at work so I could rush home. Right around the time I got there, the cops were walking HOA Karen out in handcuffs to a police cruiser. She had broken into my home by using a crowbar to force open the back door and was tossing all of my toilet paper and any other supplies she could grab out into my backyard, where her kids were picking it up and bagging it. I pressed charges and HOA Karen got 6 months in jail and probation. HOA Karen's husband called me to apologize for his wife and told me that he had been planning a divorce for a while because this isn't the first time she's been in trouble with the law, and CPS got involved too because she was using her kids to help steal from me. So he was gonna file for full custody in the divorce. HOA Karen did not return and someone new was elected HOA board president in her place. Her husband did not move and I see him from time to time, and there is no hard feelings between us. And yes, he did get full custody of his kids because his wife had a long history with the law than I thought. We are sort of friends now too, as we have occasionally had a beer together and he helped me replace my back door that his ex broke. I am making this post more than a year later because I just saw HOA Karen again. I was visiting some friends in another city and saw her working at the local supermarket there, bagging groceries. As soon as we saw each other, she obviously recognized me because she scowled and refused to look at me again the entire time I was there. Karma is a problem, isn't it, Karen? And yeah guys, it already feels like 2020 was such a long time ago, a time where people were frantically buying toilet paper and disinfectant and hoarding it. We might remember these crazy situations for decades to come, and I hope these situations won't repeat themselves. Same goes for the HOA Karen. Anyway guys, I'm curious, have you ever lived in an HOA? And if so, how were your experiences? Obviously, most of the HOA stories you see on Reddit are rather negative, but there have to be some positive ones too. I guess we just have to find them. The next one is titled, I live in California and have been paying my rent on time and just got a notice to vacate premises within 3 days. And this one is from r/legal advice. Apparently my house that I've been renting since April just went into foreclosure and sold at auction, and we never knew about it because our landlord/landowner stopped paying everything on the house. So a new realty company or something just bought the house and has given us a notice to vacate within 3 days. What can I do here? This is super unexpected and I just started the school semester. I have no idea what's going on. What are my rights? Do I have really only 3 days to vacate? Update: thank you to everyone who has offered advice on how to move forward or advice on what my rights are. I have currently emailed the new landlord that we are planning on staying for the remainder of our lease, but are open to negotiating a cash for keys option. I let them know that we have spoken with a lawyer and are going to send our lease agreement over, as well as requesting somewhere to send our rent to. What happened was the property owner got foreclosed on because of not paying anything for the house, aka mortgage, taxes, etc. We notified the property management company that we were receiving notices that the house was in possible foreclosure and auction, as we were getting notices here since late June and early July. So I doubt the property management company was clueless. So yeah guys, I would say that they have to honor any existing rental agreements. If you are month to month, they have to provide at minimum 30 days notice to vacate. However, if they left you contact info, let them know of your existing agreement and your intent to stay through the remainder of the lease, but that you are willing to negotiate, aka look up cash for keys. I think this should be done via email and/or certified mail. Also, you should make sure to make a copy of your lease agreement and copy of the utility bill with your name and address easily accessible in case they try to illegally evict you. And the next one is an update to the legal advice story. Quick recap, my previous landlord was foreclosed on 5 months into our new lease. New landlord who purchased the property we are renting issued us a notice to vacate within 3 days. So I contacted the new landlord telling them I know my rights as a tenant and would like to stay the remainder of the lease or would be up to negotiating a cash for keys option at the advice of some of the users, and was immediately told that would not be possible because our lease was fraudulent and we had to leave ASAP or they would contact the police. I then contacted my university which I attend, who got me in contact with multiple resources. Ended up applying for my city's EPP, eviction protection program, who assigned an attorney that specializes in tenancy law to me free of charge. My epic attorney managed to resolve the entire matter within a week. Basically told me the new landlords had no case and were more than likely trying to bully me out of my lease. She gathered all of the legal paperwork regarding the ownership of the property and who signed my lease and spoke with the new landlord's attorney, who basically agreed 100%, and I bet the new landlords are pissed off. Then ended up getting the new landlords to sign paperwork that same day saying they would honor our lease. Although I'm not feeling too comfortable after this, I will be considering a cash for keys option to find a new place to live. I don't want to stay in a potentially hostile tenancy environment. Basically, my attorney is a badass and I'll be getting her and her team a gift of gratitude. Try to show your attorney some love. And yeah, indeed guys, I am happy that OP got such a good attorney. Situations like these can especially be intimidating for young people who have never dealt with this before. And I am glad for OP that things turned out the way they did. Anyway, if you have stories about crazy landlords, then please feel free to share these in the comments. Either way, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to ReadingBear Studios on YouTube if you want to see more videos like this. I will see you again tomorrow on YouTube.